Coronavirus lockdown, day 9. Are Americans ready to give up their rights due to all this propaganda? What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, March, what the hell day is it? I've been locked down so long. It is March the 29th as we get ready to end the quarter. And here we are, obviously, with a horrific disease, a pandemic, which obviously I misjudged when it was first began. And it has obviously spread like wildfire. And so is the propaganda and the rest of the garbage that is out there. Are Americans going to give up their rights once again like they did during 9/11 and run to sign something that is not that good? Again, this is always an issue. You know, when fear strikes, people are willing to do anything to try to get rid of it. And of course, when you see some of these bills, like the bill that was just signed, I'm glad that they were able to help out many. But at the end of the day, what was the bill going to be, and what did we give up to get there? And this is the issue, you know, when we're dealing with these politicians that could give a rat's ass about anything, okay? In my opinion, there's one guy that really cares, and most of you don't like him, but hey, that's the breaks, Donald Trump. He is trying to work it out and make it better for everybody. But of course, you've got Pelosi, who wants to give the world away. What does she care? She's 80, a millionaire, and getting ready to drop. I mean, it's ridiculous what's going on here. And of course, nobody wants to talk about the Joe Biden the sexual assault allegations or the cases that just kind of get swept under the rug. You know, it's an amazing situation we have here, but this is what we have. And so it's our time to make a decision. Is are we going to keep buying into the same old crap and continue to build this massive mound of debt that can only lead to destruction, as you are seeing in the markets around the world, okay? Again, you look at what's going on here, and of course, we will be the first to take our eyes off the ball and say, hey, we'll do anything. Get us out. Get me out of my house. Do something, okay? But again, at what price are you giving up your long-term for the short-term potential gain here? Okay, this is always an issue and has been for years and years and years and years. You know, we're too worried about missing some social event. The number one thing to worry about now is to getting the halting of this coronavirus, to get it slowed down and get it under control so that we can get back to a normal life, or as normal as we can get for the next month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. Nobody knows. Okay, we don't know the answer to that. But certainly, it's better taking the time now and waiting, okay, and getting it done right versus getting a lot of false starts and have to go back into the same position we are in now. This is going to be major destruction on many, many people, on many, many companies, restaurants, their employees, okay, you know, bartenders, bars. Those guys they're going to be in big trouble. Okay, even with some bailout money, how much do you think they can continue to bail them out? And of course, other companies, other than the Amazons and the Walmarts and the Walgreens, CVS drugstores, nobody else is open. Gas stations. So that's the problem. Okay, so there's no growth, there's nothing going on, and other than essentials, nobody's buying anything. So here we have a major problem, yet we had a market that had major up moves at the end of last week, which is, hey, fine. Look, we'll talk about markets later, but again, no surprise, okay? Again, nothing should ever surprise you about what the markets do, okay? Nothing should ever surprise you. What should surprise you is the idiocy that goes on in Washington. The jockeying for position, especially by Pelosi, okay? Again, this is your leader if you're on that side, and Jesus Louise, okay. Again, I'm believe me, I've voted on both sides of the aisle in my life, and man, however she ever got in is amazing, okay. But because she raises a lot of money, so again, money forgives a lot of evils, okay. But again, you look at all these things that are going on, and I think that you just have to bite the bullet and get it done so that we can move forward. Okay, because again, there's so much destruction already for many. Okay, that will never recover. Okay, and that's the sad part of this story. Okay, there's so much destruction did to so many that they will never. I mean, some of these smaller businesses, they'll never recover from what's happening here. Okay, their employees will never recover. So again, we need to get it done. We need to work on it quickly, and that means keeping it the way it is and keeping things under control. Okay, again, sometimes you have to sacrifice to make it for the good of the country. Okay, not for the good of your party. Okay, which of course is what we've seen here. Okay, this is a country now. This should not be a political issue. This should be a national, nationwide, everybody together issue. But of course, obviously, since Hillary Clinton ran into all the divisiveness on the left, it has become just the left. Everything that the right does is wrong. And again, we'll move on because that's enough of that nonsense. Okay. Now, it's my understanding that Russia is going to close their borders tomorrow. Okay, and which should be done. Again, you want to do things. You have to. There's certain things that when you have the unknown, you've got to take care of business the best way you know, and that is to quit transmitting it around. Okay, and of course, the international flights have been banned, which is what should happen as well. Okay, now as you look, okay, is this are we in the start of the next Great Depression, or is this for those listeners of my Bubba's Bottom Line for the last year or two, I said about 7 months ago, that we are in the very early stages of a recession. So at the end of the day, this is not a surprise. Obviously, the virus is a tragedy, but the economy is not a surprise. It was slowing down before this happened. All this is doing is accelerating it. Okay, but are we going into a depression? I would think not. I mean, again, I don't think that we're in a position for a depression. I think you're in a position for an extended recession. Okay, I think that it's going to be tough, and there's going to be things out there, and there's going to be problems, and there's going to be some failure. But at the end of the day, okay, that is the problem with the Keynesian theory of economics. That is the problem with the Federal Reserve and their idiocy. Because again, you cannot continue to just print money. But of course, that is the long-term goal of these central banks, is to wipe out the middle class anyways and have the money end up in the few. Okay, and not the few proud in the Marines, in the few. Okay, that's what you look at it. If you like I said, I encourage you to read The Creature from Jekyll Island. Obviously, there's things in there that are obviously a little bit over the top, but a lot of things that he wrote about are happening today. Okay, and again, you continue every time the Fed makes an adjustment, which they've made 6 in the last 2 weeks. They're reducing the value of your money. They are making you work harder to make the same amount and live the same lifestyle. Okay, you could bet your ass on it. That's what they're doing. Okay, and of course now we have the very real threat here of stagflation. Okay, which is, out of all of them, is the worst. Okay, losing jobs, losing wages, higher unemployment, higher inflation. How's that going to work out? Okay, but again, when you continue to destruct your country and your currency by adding on massive amounts of debt, okay, through your short-sighted Keynesian view of economics. And again, I'm not saying that Austrian is better, okay, than Keynesian. There's probably a good blend, all right, But again, to continue to try to avoid rough economic situations is ridiculous, because they happen. And the best way to let them go is to let the weak fall out of the system and let the strong rebuild in again. Okay. But again, we can't do that. We have to continue to try to get around. In the meantime, letting the very few companies benefit like crazy through this, and usually, obviously, the very big ones. So, in my view, okay, we should be doing a better job at what's going on. But again, that's not going to change. Look, the Fed's here. Okay, they shouldn't be, but the Fed's here. Central banking is here. It was a con job in 1913 that was sold to the American people, and it's still a con job today. Okay, it's the largest legalized Ponzi scheme in the world, the central banking system. Okay, again, for creating money to make you work harder. Even though you make 5 times what you made in 1985, you're working twice as hard to support your family, unlike 1985. So, hey, again, are we going to have a great dollar shortage here? Well, the dollar's been weak recently, right? I mean, because the Fed has been trying to make the dollar weak as they continue to pound on the dollar and bring rates down. Okay, but again, the dollar somehow finds a way to hold and come back anyways. I mean, if you remember, the dollar was down to 88 cents. It's still 98 cents, okay, after just being at $1.03. So the Fed can do all of this all at once, all right? And in the meantime, okay, the bond market continues to soar, all right? But again, the bond market, remember, is the one market that can take on the Fed head on. It's the biggest market in the world, all combined, okay? But I think one of the biggest warning signs that I see is the willingness now for banks to start to ease restrictions. Now, I'm on record, and I'm not ashamed, that the banks are over-leveraged again. That's my opinion. I have no proof, but that's my opinion. I don't care what they tell me about stress tests. I don't care what they tell me about their usual BS, because they always tell me that everything's okay. And of course, then we find out later, it wasn't. Right? But I think between what they've done before this all started, okay, which is buying loans like crazy from subprime lenders, okay, and packaging them once again. Sound familiar? Oh, that's a little familiar. Right? But it's always going to be that. When you allow these banks to freewheel so much and have so much power, you're going to see that they're well over leveraged, in my opinion, okay, and they're going to bring the system crumbling down once again. And you've already got South Africa. Now again, South Africa. Who cares about South Africa? Well, it's just the point that they're easing their bank rules. Okay, when one starts easing, they all start easing, and all of a sudden the rules are no longer there, and all of a sudden you get a person who's making $10,000 a year buying 15 houses. Okay, again, it's the same thing, because again, someday we'll explain the banking system, but at the end of the day, it's a bad deal, and it will always be a bad deal, which is why this needs to be stopped, which is why the Fed needs to be stopped, because again, we've got to stop the disease of the drug train of free money. Okay, that's what the problem is. Okay, it's the drug train of the free money. Okay, in the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. I am Todd Bubba Horowitz. We're going to step out here for break, and we'll be back with more after the break. Bubba's Bottom Line. What's up, all? Well, we got Tuesday night. We got the last hedging class of the year, or of the fall, until fall starts. Again, if you want to see that webinar, just send me an email. I'll send it to you. But the class starts on Tuesday, and there's about 3 spots left. Anybody interested? Check them out. Otherwise, we'll go on without you. It's amazing. We will continue to go without you or with you. Okay? But the ones that go with me will be very happy as the markets continue to melt down. In the meantime, don't forget about our brokerage partners, CTG Group for our futures, and Letter Direction Trading, and they've got some great new stuff as well. They put together a nice little fund, which I think is great. And of course, if that's the kind of investing you'd like to do, please email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com, and I will give you their information and put you in touch. And of course, don't forget about our equity partner, okay, and Tradier. And Tradier, again, you want true free commissions, not that BS of 65 cents a contract. It's Tradier. Okay, and they take care of everything. And in the meantime, I can send you a link. Just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com, and I'll be happy to send that to you. And of course, don't forget about our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, March the 29th, and well, what a week. Whew. Man, it was painful. I got to say, it was painful. As you know, we were short most of the week, okay, and get the old hot poker and you know where, and of course, but not a major surprise, okay, that was going to go up. I mean, we had a rough week in our portfolios. Okay, had a drawdown, which of course we expected. Okay, it was, the drawdown wasn't a surprise. Right? We expected a drawdown. Okay, so again, who knows when it was to come, but we knew it was close. So again, if you look at our equity curve, it's still going the right direction. So again, you expect drawdowns. Really, what that does for me, a drawdown, it's just another opportunity to add. So I'm never excited about losing money, but I'm not upset. Okay. In the meantime, so it was a crazy week, right? I mean, you had Monday, markets were lower and looked like they were going to get crushed again. And suddenly, Tuesday, out of nowhere, we have the biggest update, not the biggest, a 2,000-point update. Now, again, it wasn't even the biggest update in history. So let's remember that just because 2,000 points up doesn't mean it was the biggest ever, because, again, it has to be done by percentage basis. Now, I remind you that I started trading when the Dow was 800, okay? Now it's 5,000. Okay, so again, remember the size of the moves are in perspective to a percentage-wise. But in the meantime, 2,000 points, pretty impressive. And it followed up with an attempt to sell it, followed by, boom, another 1,000 points or 1,300, whatever it was. And then the best was Thursday. But Thursday was so predictable, it was ridiculous. Okay, and this is when I talk about market expectations versus reality. All right, now, we've talked about this many, many times. Okay, quit trading the news. If you trade the news, you lose. You've got no chance. Okay, and the market expectations, they kept saying all week, jobless claims, which by the way are a worthless number in general, anyways. But anyways, jobless claims, we're going to have 4 million jobs that are going to be lost. 4 million claims for unemployment. Okay. Well, guess what? Markets were down about 600 or so coming into that announcement. And the number comes out, and what is it? 3.2. Geez, that's a horrible number. And the media couldn't get over it. Oh, brutal, terrible. And what happens? The markets took off like a rocket ship. Why? Because the expectation was for 4 million. The make was 3.2. They beat the number by 20%. What else would you expect to happen from there? They had priced in 4, they got 3.2. Boom, the shorts got to get out, and up the market goes. Up another 1,000. Okay, again, it's not rocket science what we do here. Okay, but again, people have to trade the news. They got to listen to these imbeciles, these pundits that don't know anything, that never traded in their lives, talking about why the market should do that. Okay, markets work on expectations. Because the true markets, everything's already priced in ahead of time. There's so much information around that most big firms who pay millions and millions and millions of dollars to have that information first, they've got a whole staff that's studying that news, putting those reports together ahead of time. So again, I warned you, and I warned you for Tuesday, because my farmer buddies and producers, you got a grains number coming up. Please don't trade the news. I'll give you the projection before. Okay, on Tuesday morning, I'll text out where I think the number is going to be before it comes up. Okay, in the meantime, so right now we are split. Okay, we are long the S&P, we are long the Dow, we are short the Nasdaq, and we are short the Russell. Okay, interesting dynamic there, right? Because again, risk on would be long the Russell and Nasdaq, and short the Dow and Russell and S&P. So we're the opposite, which means basically, again, not by choice, by algorithm. Okay. So in the meantime, we'll see what happens. Okay. And now we look at gold. Now gold had a very mediocre week. I mean, it had a huge up day Monday, which forced us to buy Tuesday, which hurt me, killed me to do it. But I did it anyway. Again, I follow the rules. All right. Again, is it going to take out the top 1704? I mean, we're long. Okay. I don't like the way the whole thing looks, but it did hold inside and was consolidating Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll see where it goes from here. We're long. Okay. Again, I'm not totally thrilled with it, but we are long. And again, I will follow the algorithm as I tell you all the time. All right. You got silver and platinum. They're both long as well, but they look like crap. Okay. Again, I didn't think they look good to start with, and they don't look good now. And I think they're going lower for now. Now, people always ask me, well, what do? Do I buy gold, silver? Look, if you're buying it for an investment and you're putting it in your drawer, you're putting it in a safe, or you're storing it with somebody, what difference does it make when you buy it? Are you going to save $10 or $100? What difference does it make? Buy it, put it away, and forget about it. Okay, if you're buying it or investing, not going to trade it. If you're trading it, then it matters. If you're not trading it, it doesn't matter. It's just like equities. Okay, buy what you want when you want it, put it away. As long as you're not going to be active, don't worry about it. Okay. Anyways, so we've got oil, crude. Now, crude is ugly. Now, we've been short crude for obviously a long way, right? In the 50s. Now, again, I think it looks pretty bad, but here's where it's always the interesting conundrum I have to deal with in my own mental side of my trading. If I was just not trading the algorithms, I'd be looking for a spot to buy crude right now. Okay? Because again, to me, at $20 or $21, wherever it's at, right? How much lower is it going to go? Versus, okay, how much room it does have to the upside if something happens. So, from that status, but we are shorted, and I'm obviously thrilled to be shorted because I hate crude in general, but I don't hate it so much at $20, right? So what I'm saying to you is that I'm not, again, we're short, but it'd be hard for me to sell here with new money, okay, and start over with a short position at $21 or $22, okay? So we'll see. But again, farmers and producers, please hedge for next year. Hedge your cost. This is your opportunity. How much more are you going to save from here? This is a big boom for you guys. Make sure you get it done, okay? Bonds, I've never, again, I tell you this every week. It's like a Ripley's Believe It or Not. Every week I see these bonds go bananas, okay? Every week they move up and down like a yo-yo. And in the meantime, what can I tell you? We're long bonds, okay? And which means that interest rates are going lower. And again, I don't know. Look, I'm not a big fan of usually being long bonds, but I've also learned my lesson of fighting against the Federal Reserve, which says that interest rates are going lower. So now bonds and notes look like they want to go higher. The grain markets, again, we are long corn, excuse me. We're short corn, long beans, long wheat. Okay. Now, again, the corn story is very similar to the crude story. I'm short it. I hate it, but I'm short it because, again, I'm going to follow the rules. But I know that soon it will turn, and soon it will rocket ship up to a certain point. Again, there's a big rally coming. All this compression and pressure being put on the grain markets in general. If you saw wheat last week up 80 cents, okay, 16%. Okay, soybeans had a nice, okay move. So my point is that at some point they become too cheap. These are not companies that have earnings. People are going to eat. Okay, so again, but I will say, obviously I always stay the course. I'm not looking to bend the rules. I'm just saying I'm giving you an opinion as well as what we are actually stand. Okay, in the meats, we're going to reverse hogs on Monday, which I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. Okay, because why? Because again, I follow. When you're trading rule-based and mechanically, there is no room for this part, okay? You got to keep your mind out of it, okay? You got to get Strother Martin in there to talk to a Cool Hand Luke and say, keep your mind right, man. And you got to keep your mind right. You cannot let outside factors screw with you because you will make the wrong decision. That is the whole purpose behind rule-based mechanical trading. Because there is no decision to make, okay? So you follow the rules exactly, and you don't make a bad decision. Now, the dollar got slammed a little bit last week. Now, again, think about it from this point of view. The dollar is down to about 98 cents, okay? We said it was going to get the par. It was well over par. Got to $1.03, okay? But you've got the Fed pounding on it and trying to reduce the value of it. And yet it really hasn't gone down very far. Now, again, the dollar is a currency. We are the reserve currency, and it is a safety currency as well. So, again, we're short it right now, and I don't mind it, and certainly it could go lower. But, I wouldn't be surprised if buyers do come in here at some point because, the world is burning down right now. They say Rome is burning. We're right now between this coronavirus, between a bad economy to begin with, okay, and the coronavirus. This is going to be a human tragedy, okay? Again, forget about all I talked about politics, all the other stuff. Right now, the real scary stuff for anybody, again, especially, those that don't make as much or don't have any saved, this is going to be a real tragedy. It's, again, you're not working, you've got kids, and you need to work. I mean, this is a tragedy. So again, growth is not going to be picking up anytime soon. And the way it looks like right now, we're not going to be out of this so fast. We may get people back to work in the next couple of weeks and get the economy restarted. But we're not going from 0 to 100 miles an hour in 1 week. Okay, it's going to take a long time. I would venture to say, okay, that it's going to be a long time before, I mean, baseball may start in June, okay, but it'll be a long time before those stadiums will have fans in them, okay? It'll be a long time before the basketball arenas have fans in them. And I think football could be in real danger as well. So, again, I think that's what you have to remember, that this is just because we shut down and we're going to reopen at some point, it's not going to, until there's a cure or a virus or a injection. What's what I'm looking for? Nobody can help me. I'm by myself. I'm live. In the meantime, until there's a, whatever it is, a shot, okay, we can't, it's going to keep things very quiet. So big arenas, big restaurants, big crowded places aren't going to be big and crowded. Very bad for the economy. So again, I'm not threatening gloom and doom. I say to you the same thing I always say. 10 years from now, the markets will probably be up an average of 8 to 8.5% year over year. Virus or no virus, no matter what Jim Cramer says, okay? Because you don't have to think about him. But in the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horvath. We're going to step out here for a break, and we'll be right back with my commentary. So, kids, boy, it's sure been nice to be hedged this last few months, man. I tell you, it has been great and been building and buying stock down at lows and watching those big rallies come in. You know, we've got our last class until fall, Tuesday, March 31st. You know, if you want to see the webinar, if you want to join up, hey, Bubba at BubbaTrading.com. It's up to you. Again, I already know how to do it. Doesn't matter to me whether you come or not. But if you want to save your ass, come and see me. In the meantime, don't forget about our brokerage partners, Tradier for equities, truly free commissions, $10 flat a month. Okay, what's wrong? How can you beat that? $10, no 65 cents, no nothing. Okay, that's Tradier. All you gotta do is send me an email, Bubba at Bubba Trading. I'll send you their link. And of course, for futures and letter direction trading for our model portfolios, that's CTG Group. Okay, they do a great job, great customer service. On top of it, you have questions, you don't get a voicemail, you get the persons. In the meantime, don't forget about our high school program as well at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and my commentary. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horvath. And of course, with all the devastation in the world, okay, with all the problems that are going on, and there's plenty, okay, a lot of problems. What do you got now? You got the fear mongers coming out, the ones that are trying to fleece you out of your last few pennies, okay. Okay, remember, the business is tough, and you've got, don't let fear drive you. You will get email upon email of how you're going to profit and how the next person is going to make you a billionaire from this fear that's going on. They're going to create fear in your own mind. They're going to tell you how the market is going to collapse and the world is going to collapse as we know it. And you'll get email after email really looking just to dip into your pocket and get some money, okay? And I'm saying to you, okay, don't do that, okay? Don't let fear drive you, okay? Don't let these fear mongers that tell you that the world is coming to an end. If the world's coming to an end, what do I need to do anything for? Okay. But again, the world's coming to an end. The markets are going to collapse forever. I mean, have you not been listening to some of these guys on through their emails and on air for 10 years telling you the world was coming to an end? I mean, eventually the world may come to an end, but it ain't today, okay? So again, the fear mongers are out in force right now. Because why? Because they're taking advantage of the uncertainty and the fear that Americans are feeling today, okay? Don't give in to your fears and do something. Take a deep breath, think about it, look at it, okay, before you sign up for any ridiculous program that promises to save you from all this and give you all this money. Please take the time to read it and take a deep breath and don't sign up right away. Don't let some high-pressured salesman get you on the phone and bang your brains in. Sit back, relax, take a deep breath, okay? before you do anything. Okay? If you do all that and you still make a bad decision, hey, I can't stop you. But I'm warning you, this is the time that people will succumb to the pressure because they're afraid. Okay, and when people are afraid, they'll do a lot of things. But when they smell maybe when the carrot is put in front of them of shiny keys or free money, okay, for doing nothing, they'll give anything, and that is not the right way because nobody can offer that. It's a bunch of bull. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. As always, I thank you for being here. I wish I had predictions to give. There's no sports. There's no basketball, no football, no nothing. I'm going crazy in here locked up. In the meantime, we'll see you all tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update and have a great Sunday. Again, it's hard to have a great Sunday when you're locked in. Okay. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Be healthy. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update and, of course, every Sunday with Bubba's Bottom Line. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.